Sam Altman has doubled down on his vision for another one of his ventures, WorldCoin cryptocurrency. WorldCoin, launched in July, is a cutting-edge, if somewhat controversial, financial network that offers digital currency, sometimes for free, to those willing to scan their irises into a spherical device. So far, more than 2.6 million people worldwide have logged their identity into the orb, despite fears it could create a potential privacy nightmare, according to one U.S. research center focusing on privacy issues. Altman, one of WorldCoin's founders, argues that tracking a person's biometrics is essential amid the increasing use of artificial intelligence, something he also champions at OpenAI, where his ChatGPT is leading the AI charge. Speaking as part of a virtual Q&A Thursday, Altman defended WorldCoin's eye scans as a way to rule out bots, saying, quote, "In a world with a lot of AI, knowing who is human matters more and more."
This is what they want, because I just told you what they want. They want a censorship and surveillance future. Gates Foundation pledges $200 million for international digital IDs. Of all the other means of identifying and tracking subjects, digital identity poses perhaps the gravest technological threat to individual liberty yet conceived, said this commentator, Michael Rectenwald. Folks, he has this book out called Google Archipelago. Great play on words there. He's been warning about this. The greatest threat. He also says it has the potential, digital IDs, which apparently the Gates Foundation loves. It has the potential, listen to this, to trace, track, and surveil subjects and to compile a complete record of all activity from cradle to grave. I have been warning over and over and over and over about this. We are looking at a surveillance future so dangerous. Folks, they are going to know every single place you want. When this digital ID, when it's linked to all the other means to satisfy your existence, your ability to spend money, your ability to enter a medical facility, a government building, a courthouse, these digital IDs. You see how the vaccine passport, by the way, was a little trial run for this? When it's linked to all of this, they will have a complete record of your life. When you marry this up with a digital currency, so nobody can spend money without the marriage of the ID and the currency. Do you see they have a metadata record of just about your entire life, what you purchase, where you visit online? Imagine having a digital ID and them using it to sign into a computer. There'll be no way to escape. There'll be no way to be anonymous. You are surveilled all the time. The digital ID, I'm convinced, is a way to transfer us from a republic to a totalitarian society without doing it through the constitutional amendments. This is the biggest threat to our individual liberty today. The surveillance capabilities would be endless. Folks, I was an agent, a federal agent, for over a decade of my life. And even in a pre-digital ID, pre-digital currency era, our ability to gather information on you is just shocking. One day I ran an auto track on myself when I was an agent. I was a young agent. And addresses popped up. I kid you not. I forgot I lived that. I was like, what the hell is that? Wantagh. I forgot I lived there. I was like, oh my gosh, look at that. They had everything on me. Combine this with a digital ID and a government subpoena and national security letters, you could forget it, man. Your private self is gone. Stick a fork in it. It's over. You live in a totalitarian regime. It'll turn on you in a minute. You'll see these FBI guys raiding pro-lifers. They'll be at your door tomorrow morning because your digital ID, you voted, and they didn't like who you voted for. Here's Yuval Harari. This guy's a globalist, but a lot of people love this guy. He's a technologist too, right? A lot of World Economic Forum folks listen to this guy. If you haven't heard him, by the way, you should. This guy is what they call a thought leader influencer amongst the globalist totalitarian crowd. They won't call themselves that, but I will. Here he is talking about the digital surveillance future and how digital surveillance is going to be going under the skin, sensors in the future. If this doesn't scare the hell out of you, I'm not doing my job, and you should find another podcast. I failed you.
We need to realize that humans are now hackable animals. You can hack them.
A good two-way communication system, direct communication system between brains and computers, this is kind of the watershed moment. I mean, once you have a good two-way, nobody has any idea what happens after that.
Well, I think maybe in a couple of decades when people look back, the thing they will remember from the COVID crisis is this is the moment when everything went digital. And if this was the moment when everything became monitored, that we agreed to be surveyed all the time, not just in authoritarian machines, but even in democracies. And maybe most importantly at all, this was the moment when surveillance started going under the skin.
We agreed to this? He's like, we agreed to be... No, we didn't know. What do you... What?
Right.
No, what did... You may have... I didn't agree. See, the whole idea of a representative democracy is we get a vote too. I didn't agree to any of this.